Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing the good old fast DH and Resto Druid. Obviously Cat's on the Resto Druid, I'm on the DH, like usual. And these are my pretty much first games. I actually already recorded this video and voiced over it, but I ended up just like, a lot of times when I upload these videos, it'll be super early, and I end up like just not drinking water, which will like, it'll sound really weird. It's like, cause whenever you talk, your lips will clap. Like it'll like you'll just hear saliva because it's all built up and it's annoying. So I ended up just listening over, and there was only a few times where it happened, but I was like, well, I can, try better. That's because I don't think anyone else wants to hear that. I end up shrinking here, and that's why there's no sound volume because I ended up I was just gonna post it how it was, but I didn't like it, so I'm ended up just gonna render it again and, do it all over again. It's not a big deal. But yeah, these are pretty much my first DH games that I played, and by now I'm like 1800 in solo shuffle. Funny thing is, I was actually doing really good in solo. I went up to like 1k CR, but my PC needed to update, and that was the moment I got in a solo shuffle after a 55-minute queue. But all of a sudden, ever since I got, my PC froze and I lost, the 6 games, and I ended up being like, 12 and 8 or something. um my queues, I wasn't getting queues. Like I was sitting in like 5 to 6 hours worth of queues, and I just would not get a pop. And I finally, after all this time, I finally got a queue, and then it looks like it fixed the problem. So now I'm actually able to get queues in 20 to 25 minutes. I end up pre-evasioning, so now they can't go on me. She ends up getting a really good vortex, which allows me to get this double insane start here. And pretty much what I've learned is my number four. It's like the blade ability. Apparently, you want to click that first. So you want to do that the first thing off, and then you want to click like the hunt, or you want to do your other abilities. But I haven't really been doing that a lot of these times, and it makes your hunt do unhealable damage if you do it like that. Because if you, it makes all, I think it enhances all your damage by like a lot. So make sure you're clicking that number four. I don't know what the actual ability is called, but make sure you're trying to click that first, and then go into like hunt. I mean, you have like 4 abilities. Um, my shift one, the button by my hunt, the one to the left of it, it's very good. You wouldn't. I wasn't running this build before, but I ended up trying it out, and in solo shuffle, even in twos, it's super good. So I'll have the link in the description. Go check it out. Very good build. I guarantee you'll have fun with this. Now, there will be one thing. If you're gonna play twos, make sure you play with a Resto Druid. So as you can see, he fears. I'm gonna reverse the fear. But yeah, Resto Druid it's by far the most broken healer. I end up using my blue thing with him shrinking. I probably should have just saved it because I kind of knew he was gonna shrink it, but it is what it is. So here I end up blinding for a second to get some more damage off. I swap on PS. I end up going overboard, but whatever. So pretty much, yeah, play with a wrestler. You can make it work with like a Mistweaver or a Priest, but usually just a wrestler is gonna be the best option. Probably because they're just completely broken. A wrestler versus a priest, a wrestler would always win, and it's not just because of mana. It's mainly just because they're overall healing. Like a wrestler can heal to about 60 to 70% before they start having like a insane hard time. Any other class is gonna have trouble healing at like 50. So you're getting that extra like minute or two of just not only pure healing while you can't heal for anything. On top of that, they can't. It's really hard for them to die versus melee. And in a heavy melee meta, even the casters, they have a really hard time, dying. So here I was gonna reverse, but I was like, I might as well just line. The 100 isn't popping burst. I'm chilling. He's across the map. He can't do much. So I trinket into the trap. I actually ate the trap, so that's pretty nice. I end up getting a double. I don't even know half my abilities' names. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, I do enjoy DH. It is a fun class. I think it's definitely overtuned. We all know this. It's definitely the best class. The only reason that this probably hasn't gotten nerfed and Blizzard hasn't like paid attention to it, it's probably because honestly it dies. It's the one class that like usually if a warrior was to do this, it would be an insane issue because obviously you can't kill a warrior. Imagine if a warrior had the damage of a DH. DH is killable. However, Warrior is not killable. So thankfully it's not Warrior, but at the same time, I don't think any class should be like this. It's broken regardless. The damage is obviously overtuned. Now, imagine being good at the class and playing it right now. That's the issue. If you're bad, it would be a good class, like for them to play, obviously. But when you're good, it just makes it completely and utterly broken. Like this is a good class for a starter person to play on, and you'll still get dumpstered by a lot of people. Like a lot of people have this like this strange, idea that I log on this class and I can be a complete bot and I'll win. No, you'll literally get farmed, and that's just how that is. So no matter how good a class is, if you're bad in general, you're not just gonna all of a sudden be a god. No, unless the class literally is like convoke one shot or like wings one shot. If it's literally one shotting, it's different. So I had reverse there for the fear, by the way, but I just had her trinket. I mean, at this point, we're fine. They can't win at this point. It was already over, so it didn't really matter. And I had reverse for the trap whenever he had it, because he was gonna trap off the fear most likely, but whatevs. So yeah, I mean, DH is a fun class. I try it out while you can. I'm trying to get it to 2400 because obviously I'm trying to get every class to 2400. I probably won't end up doing every spec to 2400, and the reason is I don't have that time. Like I know Peekaboo, I'm pretty sure is doing that. He's getting every spec and literally every spec. I don't know how. I mean, I know how. I mean, that you just have to imagine how much time and effort you have to put into that, and that's ridiculous. I just can't imagine like anybody actually like. I mean, I guess if you're getting paid for it, it's whatever. So yeah, I guess it's not bad. I mean, if I was making what he was making, I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal. And obviously, I have like disc issues and stuff, so I'm not even able to sit for very long before I need a GTFO, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty solid games. I think we only got to like 1600, so these are low CR. I actually ended up almost dying to this guy here. Thankfully I darkness, and this guy wasn't in. If he was on me with death, or with touch of death, he probably would have killed me. I had my burst up. I fixed my macro. This is like the first games, so at the time I had this macro and it wasn't working properly, so it wasn't even showing me when the CD was up. So a lot of times I just ignored it and I wouldn't even realize it until later on. But and I didn't see there. I should have used my blue button. Uh, Obviously, I've gotten a little bit better at DH in between the time period of learning this build. I actually have only been using this build for a certain amount of time, but now I have I'm pretty much I've gotten so used to it to where I'm kind of fine at it now. It's pretty simple. Once you just get like the typical, 3 or 4 build like second build up where you stun, use your blue ability. You can either use your number 4 blade thing and into a I beam into a hunt. There's a lot of variations that you can do. Like it doesn't really matter that much, I don't think. Like if you can do it all wrong and you'd still probably do unhealable damage regardless. But I'm pretty sure you're supposed to click number 4 first, and then I beam, and then do your meta to reset I beam. I don't even know if it still does that, but I don't really care. I'm just here to pump damage. That's it. I'm here to do unhealable damage. That's all. Otherwise, what's the point of playing the game if you ain't gaming? You know what I'm saying? Uh, Honestly, again, I'm not a fan of Rogue this season, and I still have to try Outlaw. I actually ended up trying it, but it was honestly garbage when I tried it. But maybe I was copying this one guy's build, and he was like the number one solo rogue at the time or something. And I tried his build, but I'm telling you, the damage is no like I feel like in solo it's bad. I feel like a DH or anything else is gonna just do so much more damage. So like you're just kind of throwing if you're playing a rogue at that point. Like if you're playing anything but a warrior or like a warlock for caster, you have Ellie for cast. So that's your two options for caster. You either play an Ellie or you play a lock. You can play a fire mage too. It can possibly work, but you'll probably get just ran down by melee and actually just take the most unhealable damage. Boomy can also work. Boomy's really good, but like that's your caster options, and then your melee options are like let's see, warrior. I mean, there's a lot of melee that are pretty good. Like Feral Druid's really good. Warrior, DK, DH. Oh, I think I'm missing one. Just those type of classes are really good to play. But in general, DH is going to be the best one that you're going to get. And Yeah, definitely run it up with the good old fashioned DH Reno. Because I've had more fun on DH than anything else. Everything else just feels super dampening. And it's mainly because of these mainly because the healers are just so, like, they feel overtuned, really. Like, every game, even at 14 or 1500, is literally, like, 70% dampening. It's, like, absolutely disgusting how long these games are. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel how it used to feel. Like, I don't want to sit in an arena, gain 13 points, for 5 minutes. Like I just no. That's why I don't push arena. But I'm gonna end up pushing threes this season just to get the. I need to get gladiator just so I can go in a Discord and sell carries because it's so much easier when you have everything done for you. I don't have to do any looking for group. Obviously they take a cut, but when you're getting a bunch of like rich people that just just they'll pay like 1 million gold for like 200 rating or two brackets. It's like it's whatever. It's like I can do that easy and I'll take the gold because I still got to get my tier 3 set. So, and obviously, who doesn't want gold? It's also really good for content having the gold there. But you know, it's at the point to where these games are just too long. Same thing with solo. I mean, solo shuffle is not even any. It's the same. I thought you would have thought with all the time they had, they would have fixed the MMR system, but nothing's changed. It's literally, if not worse, it's not gotten better. It's just I don't know. I don't know how you can, and they're already working on apparently three new expansions. So I highly doubt anything's gonna ever get worked. I mean, when you're working with this many projects at once, there's this like you might as well just forget about retail being good. It's just gonna be, I can see why they haven't nerfed DH yet, and there's a big reason for that because it's obviously they don't care. So I honestly I don't even think they've announced that they're nerfing anything. Like I don't think there's any nerfs or any buffs coming in. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe they've already announced it, but I haven't like heard anybody talking about it. Like nobody's been saying, "Oh, wait until you get nerfed on blah blah blah." Like people think that DH will get nerfed soon, but I have a good feeling that if it either gets nerfed but it's not enough and they're still broken, they either get butchered. She ends up almost dying in the opener because she skins at 5%, and so she had to use every CD in the opener, which was I don't know. She has a bad thing of using a CD at a certain point to where it's like it's already too late, but I end up just peeling for her just enough to where she's not completely dead in the opener. She also plays. At this point in time, we don't have two set. So not only do I not have two set, either does she. And once she got her two set, we haven't actually queued any twos yet on these characters. But like after we got the two set, actually I think we queued a little bit, but she hasn't. And her 2 year set is really good. I made my boots on my rogue, and it's whatever. But she had a good swap cyclone, not terrible, not too shabby. But he ends up incapping my up in the air at the perfect time. I was very salty about that one. A lot of times you don't even run a one this talent, like especially versus a DK, but it actually does unhealable damage. If you can get it off, like you'll see at the end here how much damage it does, and if they sit there and they're rooted or something, it'll do a lot of damage. It's actually a ridiculous amount of damage. I think I end up incapping him into his penance thing. So, and apparently they're like immortal. Until they come out of that, they're like it's like they're in bubble. You can't do anything. I didn't even know that. And this priest is actually doing negative damage. You'd think for a disc priest he'd be just sitting there popping off, but I guess he's focusing more on just like he must not be playing a damage build at all. He's just pure out healing. Again, they're going on my druid. At this point, she has Ironbark and skin up at very low. At this point, I'm just trying to peel. So I peel enough to where I get all of its pets in my incap, and she gets gripped into an incap again. I hunt him, big damn. This is where like this is the only time we can die. Is during this guy's burst. So if they don't kill here, we kind of win. So they either win or we do. Because I have my burst up. So after this burst, that's when I'm going to burst. Like right now. So at this point, his burst is done. Now I can just full throttle. And he shouldn't really be able to live. Because at this point, it's my second duration of burst. If you look at the dampening, we're getting up there. Actually, I think we're really up there. 47, yeah. So at this point, the Disc Priest isn't going to be able to heal much. My Resto Druid is still fine. She can still top herself. However, the Disc Priest is going to have a very hard time. He's going to have to spam heal. At this point, the DK has to kill him. And look at this. Big damn. she roots all of them, and I'm sitting there just casting these fatty bolts. And you'd think they weren't fat, but when they're 7% a pop, yeah, it ends up equaling out to a lot of damage. It probably wasn't even worth running it in like this small area, and versus maybe a DK, but I run it anyway when I'm, when it's a priest. But here we end up taking them out. They try kiting, but it's not gonna work versus the X. Let me know what you guys want to see next. If you guys would like a guide on this, let me know. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Appreciate everyone watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next. Peace, peace.